This is something that has been kind of going on, and this is when I've seen comments on forums, or I've seen comments on Facebook groups and stuff like that, and I don't know, this is just from what I have learned, or this is what I have heard, so I'm going on this. So if it's not true, don't be like, oh my god, I hate you, Mark, you are wrong. People are complaining that Saban and Power Rangers, you know, it's Saban who controls the Power Rangers. Saban controls how many episodes and the writing and stuff, and to be honest, from what I've seen, that's not technically true. When people say that they are sick and tired of seeing just 20 episodes, people instantly think that's Saban turning around and saying it, or some people should I say. In theory, it's actually Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon have this policy of, on most of their TV programs, to have 20 episodes. So when you watch like other Nickelodeon shows, there'll be 20 episodes in a season. Now this works for if you're having like a comedy, what's the one, iCarly or anything like that. But when you combine it with something like Power Rangers, it's completely different, and you only have those 20 episodes. And that's not enough time to tell a story. Like in previous time, if that was the case, Saban would have been doing this since the beginning. You would have seen 20 episodes of Mighty Morphin, season 2 of Mighty Morphin, and season 3 of Mighty Morphin, and then you would have had Zeo, and so on and so on and so on. And people instantly think that this is Saban going like, oh my god, I'm going to ruin the series by giving them 20 episodes. Huzzah! That is how it works, my friends. No, it's not that. Also with the writing team, again, some people think it's Saban's writing team, but I kind of think it's actually Nickelodeon's team. Now this is not a good thing or a bad thing, but from what I've heard in the past, like, it's just literally just, they are given little source material or not enough, or they don't do their research and stuff, and they have to write 20 episodes. And can you imagine taking 40 to 50 episodes of Super Sentai and condensing it? It's hard. I really wish they went back to the whole 50 episodes or 40 episodes, just enough time to give enough time where, you know, you can tell a story. Also, I think that Disney did a really good job. So kind of slowly digressing into it. So Disney, when they took over, they did a lot of stuff that I think a lot of people are kind of overlooking. First of all, you had the whole unmorphed fights were a lot more in-depth talking, maybe a slightly bigger budget. I don't know exactly what the budgets were, but we can tell that Disney did go over budget with SPD with all the explosions and moved on, and that's why some of the other seasons went downhill. And this has been confirmed by Greg, who was working on the show, and he said that he had to go into his pocket and he had to turn around and fork out more money. And when people say that isn't running over budget, it is. But that's moving on. I liked SPD to some degree. The music was good, and the visual effects and the props were great. So moving on to the next thing. Now I kind of think that Saban really doesn't have much of an influence into the show anymore. I think that it's mainly the names. That's it. One guy commented that he met Saban, and if you're watching this, you probably are, and I'm using reference to what you said. He turned around and said that when he congratulated him on the Lionsgate and Saban's merger to make the reboot of Power Rangers, he didn't seem interested. And I kind of think that it's his way of turning around and saying, oh, either you're another person telling me this, or the fact is, I don't care anymore, I just brought this to the US, and I have a whole team to kind of go after Power Rangers. But I think it's just one thing that I've noticed, and I've seen this from loads of things, and people comment, and people don't really realise, is that it's more of a Nickelodeon influence on Power Rangers these days. It's not Saban anymore, it's not Fox Kids if they took it over. Again, this is stuff that was on our TV show, so when I was younger I didn't know networks and stuff like I do now, and I kind of think that when we start bashing Saban, we need to take into consideration other elements rather than just turning around and saying he's ruining the show again, he's doing this, he's doing that. And I kind of think that we need to kind of look into it more. Rather than just blaming Saban, we need to turn around and say, okay, what other influences are there? Are there influences of other elements, like people, you know, the writing team that, you know, can write to some degree, and they have been doing really well in Super Megaforce, and they did it quite well in Super Samurai as well. But we have to know that it's not Saban who really is pulling the strings on this one. Now this is, as I said before, this is literally what I have seen. This isn't just me rambling on. This is things that I've noticed when you got things popping up. Now I know Saban has taken stuff to other networks, so maybe they may have some sort of influence now, but mainly because Nickelodeon is airing this, they have some sort of say-so. From what I remember, it's like 20 episodes is more than enough in their eyes, because after that kind of gets boring. But then again, when you have an action-packed show like Power Rangers, you have to turn around and think, well, it needs more than like 20 episodes. So I'm hopefully, if they may see this or they may not, maybe it's turning around and saying, look, maybe we need to up it rather than having 20. Now, I kind of think that when they go into Super or Season 2, this is effectively another 20 episodes. So technically we are getting 40 episodes, but a load of people see it as different seasons. Now, maybe just taking the budget from both of them, and rather than just saying we're having one thing and then a second season, there you go, we just put it all together and it will become Power Rangers Megaforce, and Power Rangers Samurai, and then Power Rangers Dino Charge, and then that's it, not Super Recharge or Recharge. I think Recharge would begin Power Rangers Dino Recharge. It sounds good! No, it's Supercharge, whatever it's called. So I kind of think that's what it is. So I think rather than turning around and blaming Saban, or turning around and saying like Saban needs to do this, Saban needs that, we need to look at other elements. Again, Nickelodeon, other networks that are putting this on, also the budgeting, the writing and all that. You know, we need to kind of address that. Rather than Saban's writers or Saban's stuff. Again, his name is on it. Bam. Look at something like, say, DC, you know, Warner Brothers, they put everything, even Marvel, they put their name on it, but sometimes it's not directly at them. Look at Super Spider-Man, look at The Amazing Spider-Man, that has Marvel's name on it, but it's done by a different studio, it's done by Sony, so it's different, and that's The Amazing Spider-Man was a very good film. So that's kind of my thoughts on all that. These are just my opinions on it, but as I said, we have to look at other things, like it is Nickelodeon to some degree, and it is, you know, some maybe is Saban brands. Again, Saban's the one promoting it because they've done a lot, and that's it pretty much. What do you guys think? Do you think that this is all Saban's influence, or do you agree with me that we have to be looking at Nickelodeon as well as a bit of Saban? So let me know down in the comments. If you've liked this video, like, favourite, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you guys in a bit.